going to show you now how to make a buff stick. Buff sticks are used every day in the workshop, and all it is a sheet of emery paper wrapped around a square section, round section, rectangular section piece of wood. This is a rectangular section, and it's about 25mm by about 10mm for this one. This can be obtained from a local DIY store. Normally comes in 6-foot lengths, but this is 15-16 inches, and this is ideal. So also what we're going to need in addition to that is a piece of emery paper or silicon carbide paper. This one is 600 grit, which I personally find is about right. You can go finer, you can go coarse, more coarse, but I find this is ideal. So what we simply do is lay this down upon a nice hard surface. It can't be a soft wooden bench, it's got to be something quite hard. And this is my draw bench that's steel and provides a nice surface to go on. What we do then is lay the piece of wood on top of the paper, making sure that the edge of the paper lines up flush with the edge of the wood, and then I have a case knife here, but you can also use a pen knife. And what you don't want to do is cut through the paper. All you want to do is just gently crease the paper to provide a nice sharp edge to it. So I'll just get my case knife and just mark flush with the opposite side of where you just laid the paper down, like that. Then we want to just gently roll the piece of wood away from you. So now that crease we just made is along here. So now we just gently want to do the same on the opposite side. Again, just creasing the paper, not cutting through it, just gently creasing it. Fold away the piece of wood again, like that. So again, there's our first crease. That's our crease we just did then. And again, we crease, oops, daisy. We just gently hold down and crease again across. Move slightly. You've got to remember to push down hard. And then once more, fold it again away from you and crease again. So then we have all these creases now. So we go back, we put our piece of wood back to the beginning. Just gently fold it over. And as we fold, you can see this nice sharp crease appear in here. And we fold it again. Like that. And again. So now what we have along all these edges are nice sharp creases. Paper hasn't been cut through, it's just a nice crease. So when we fold across there, again, fold it away from you, again, and we keep going as we are here, all the way to the edge of the paper. Right, now we've come to the last. What you can see here now, we have this little flap left over. So what I'm simply going to do now is actually cut that piece off. So you just pass the knife over it a couple of times, then that comes off. So there we have a buff stick, nice edges, flat sections, flat sides. Now what we have to do now is put some sellotape over the edge. Just strip of sellotape. Put it half over the wood, half over the emery paper, and just wrap that round like that. And then the other end, the same again. There we go. So what we have here now is about 1.5 inches at this end, yeah, about 2 inches that end. So we can use either end. We can turn it around, use it this way, or use it that way, and make sure we use the full length of the buff stick. Now, this is a buff stick that I've used quite a few times before. It's a bit of a shorter piece of wood, and that doesn't really matter. And even though this started life at 600 grit, it's got really smooth. So what I would use then is, after filing, to get rid of the file marks, I would use my new buff stick, the new paper here, 600 grit, and then if that was a little bit too fine, too rough, then I would use the other buff stick that I have that is the same grit but it's been used a few times, and this one's a lot smoother. As you can see, it does look a lot smoother. You can see the gold dust in it. Now, when that surface has worn out or has become ripped, or whatever that matter, and you need to have a fresh piece, all you simply do is tear off like that, and then just simply tear down along the creases, which actually works very well. So now what we've done, we've actually exposed a nice fresh piece of 600 grit, a nice fresh piece. Even on that side is the warm piece, so we could use the same buff stick to use it for both jobs. After you've filed, use this side, which is quite rough. Then once you want a smoother grade, just simply turn the buff stick over and use that. And that's simply then how to make the buff stick.